Hello. Hello. Ah, fuck my dick.
It's time for whiskey and shenanigans.
Hello, nation. Thanks for sticking around. It's been a while since we've said stuff. Now I kind of want to break into a Stain song.
Stain. It's been a while.
But I can still remember just the way you taste.
I don't even. I'd have to look it up. I don't remember how long it's been.
A while.
Since a podcast.
Can we just say a while? Can we just totally rip off Stain?
We are. Sorry.
Aaron Lewis.
Aaron Lewis.
Come on.
I was gonna go with Corey, but I always get him.
Corey Lewis.
No.
Well, that
not even
Aaron's
Lewis.
cousin?
Yeah.
The guy who does guitar checks or something. Because like Aaron like dropped him on the head of his baby and like owed him a favor or something.
He's the roadie now.
Yeah, gotta be. Corey. He's just hooked up. Gets all that Lewis money from Stained.
Yes.
He went country, but interestingly enough, the guy who just moved downstairs in my building used to work at the Hard Rock in Chicago. Mm-hmm. He did security there, and he said Aaron Lewis's solo show was one of the best concerts he ever saw.
Really?
And that included some of his country material, which to me was kind of shocking. Because I saw that Aaron Lewis went country, and I went, God damn it, Hootie. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Not that Hootie was, in my opinion, as good as Stained. You know what I mean? Totally different thing.
Right.
I'm sure if you want to compare money made or album sales or something, there's some argument to be made on both sides of the issue. But I personally preferred Stained more than Hootie and the Blowfish. But
we'll have to fact
the
check.
crossover into country is the point there. I didn't think it would work well, but
pretty much everyone's doing it now, right? Country is basically pop. There's no more country.
Well, they're paying the bills for everybody, so they're
rabbit hole right off the start.
I know. I said we needed to get over this. It's the new age. Yeah, guys, new age of 10 inches between us. We took a little break as of late last fall.
Yes.
Wasn't it last fall?
Yeah, it was.
We took the winter
October.
off. We can just say we took the winter off.
I want to say it was early October.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that we owe it to you guys to be as honest as we can be as both men and musicians. To give you guys a little bit of an explanation. To be honest with you, it was a lot of me. I was going through some health issues. I had started bleeding out of my chestular area. I had some strange nodules on my lungs. I had to reevaluate some healthy choice options that should have been on the table for a while that I had been procrastinating, and I needed to get myself right. I took the recommendation of my brothers in the band and a loving and supporting girlfriend, and I had to step away from the scene temporarily, which was really good in a way. It really gave us as a band time to evaluate what we were doing, both right and wrong, in the 5 years that we have had the pleasure of being a band. And it also gave us a chance to, like I said, kind of just recharge our batteries and get ready to come out this year with some brand new material, some crazy new ideas, hopefully some rockin' shows. We are still in the booking process, obviously, but yeah, we never said goodbye. We never said that we were going to break up. I don't think we ever
say goodbye.
Right. Now we got to start writing ballads and stuff. But no, I don't ever think we really even officially spoke about what was going on. I think it just was this unspoken need of, hey, let's just,
Yeah.
Let's put this thing on pause for a minute. I guess it kind of goes unspoken when you guys get the phone call saying, hey, I'm coughing up blood, I'm blacking out, they're finding weird shit on my lungs. Yeah, I guess it was a little more obvious to you guys than maybe to me that we needed the break.
Yeah, well, you were still trying to go play a show that night with pneumonia.
It wasn't pneumonia.
Whatever, it was nodules on your lungs.
Yeah, it was lung nodules. Nobody ever died from lung nodules.
I'm pretty sure it's pneumonia. But...
I don't know. I was out of the hospital in time that we could have made the drive to get to the show. But I guess other things became more important.
3 hours of you singing and smoking environment. Wait, do they smoke at Cheers?
Yes, they smoke at Cheers.
Yeah, so they probably would not have ended well.
Well, either way. Point being is that I took some really good advice from the doctors and my brothers here on the rock and roll scene, and my loving and supportive girlfriend. I gotta add her in the list at all times. We had to put it in park for a minute, but we are ready to throw this bitch back in gear and hit it hard. We've got a show coming up the weekend after St. Patty's Day, back at Cheers in South Bend, where yes, they do smoke. I don't anymore. I put it away for the electronic choice.
Go ahead and hit that. So
here you go. This is the audio of me smoking through a robot penis. Any robots listening to the show just got sexually excited.
They did.
There you go.
Or offended third party.
Or offended, and somebody's gonna write us an angry text. I guess.
Or in 20 years when we're like really famous, and robot AI is taking over.
Right. When AI has ruled the world through MK Ultra experiments, right?
Yeah.
When the Matrix has completely glitched and all we know is Mandela. Yeah, dude, I've been on YouTube on my smart TV and 40 inches of HD DVD, 1080p, sugar-free way to be DVD. Hell yeah, dude. Get excited. Anyway, obviously we've been off for a while and we're super excited to be back. So thanks for being here with us for yet another episode of the podcast.
Also, the show on March 24th at Cheers Pub is my birthday.
Oh, let's not forget that. So all of you longtime supporters, maybe some of you new listeners, maybe some people from the South Bend area who think, who is the sexy man behind that deep-ass voice? Maybe you guys want to come out and, pour shots down this guy's throat. If you do that before the show, you can't be completely mad if half the set doesn't have bass to it. But no, Mike has never let us down. There was one time when he said he was going to, and he didn't. He warned us though. It was an open mic night, wasn't it?
Yeah. We talked about it in the first episode, but we can revisit it here.
Okay, well, whatever. Yeah, no, he definitely did a shot. Said that was a bad idea, and then we had to take the stage, but we pulled through it. It was okay.
To be fair, it was the second set at the open mic night that we weren't expecting to play.
True. Yeah, there was a lot of variables in there, and that was early on. Mm-hmm. That was way early on. But that was another time and another place, and we can't afford that rabbit trail right now. We've got way too many awesome things to talk about. Like being in the studio, which is where we were last weekend. Yep. We are still finishing up a brand new single. It's going to be awesome. It will be coming out ASAP. The drum tracks are done, right?
He was working on them this past week, he told me. I don't know. Where he's at on it. So.
Which means in one more session we should be able to do guitar, bass, and vocals, right?
Yeah.
Holy cow. So that should be getting to our video guys soon. That's right. Mike, when you go through and edit this, we got to have a lot of reverb when I say video guys. Right. Like car commercials. Maybe make it like I'm yelling or something. Add some special effects to this. That's right, guys. You heard it right. We got a video guy. Who is going to be putting out a badass video to go along with our first single to be put out in a professional studio. We're super excited. Hudson Lake is awesome. I think it's awesome that I am now sober enough to remember that we've been recording in Hudson Lake. We've been out there a few times, and I couldn't for the life remember where we were or how to get there.
It's in the middle of nowhere.
True.
And I mean, I think we can mention the studio name. I don't know if he's officially open yet, but I don't see why he wouldn't want any press. So, it's DBU Records, out in Hudson Lake, Indiana. It's I don't know, I guess I call it open concept studio now. I don't know. It's all new to me, so I don't know. But
it's different than the studios I've been in. It's a lot more high tech. I've been in a lot of old school studios. I've also done some really custom, I guess we could say. Just because there's nothing you can say that could possibly be offensive about custom. Some real custom recordings.
But yeah, Dave and Jordan out there, they know their shit. I mean, he starts talking about wavelengths traveling so many feet per second or some shit, and I'm like,
he says a lot of numbers that make it seem like we're doing math and not rocking ass. So I get real frustrated. But that just means that they know their shit and they're fucking sweet. And they're making us sound way cooler than we know that we truly are. And you guys will be susceptible to that soon. So get excited about that. That will be on our Facebook. We'll be putting it out on YouTube. We'll be putting it out to download. You know what I mean? Like, just if you get it, steal it and send it to everybody you know. I don't even give a shit. Just I love the tune. Mike and I wrote it together, so that's super duper exciting. So yeah, I couldn't be happier about this new chapter of 10 inches between us. Also new chapter is how we recorded this podcast. I don't know if you guys have picked up on it yet, but there's no guest in studio. And that's because during our, I guess I would say the culmination of our break, we're officially off break, right?
Yeah.
We're back, we're full swing.
Yeah, oh yeah.
We've kind of dipped our toe back into some practice. Like I said, we're just starting to get back into the studio. We're re-swinging the musical hammer here. But the culmination of our break was Mike being a wayfaring stranger. And he was out of town when I had an awesome opportunity to sit down with Wes Redinger, who is not only the lead singer and sometimes bass, sometimes guitar player of Hard Knocks band, but also the boss of my quote-unquote real job at the cookie factory in Michigan City, Indiana. So since Mike was unable to be available for that recording, I got the pleasure of pretending to be Mike and do what I consider to be technical shit. So we pre-recorded an interview to be shared with the world here shortly. We're gonna see how this goes. The first time we've ever tried to do a show like this. So if you like what we do here, please let us know. Any feedback would be great. We've had 5, 6 episodes before this?
Like 5.
How many responses have we gotten? Maybe don't say the number because it's embarrassingly low. There's no feedback to this show, guys.
Sometimes a lot of downloads though.
Sometimes, yeah, we'll run into personal friends of ours that we know are downloading it, and they'll tell us, "Hey, that was great. We like this. We like that. Whatever." We love feedback. It helps us to know what's going on, what we need to improve on. You can tell us how bad we suck. You can tell us how great we are. We don't care. We just want to know. So yeah, let us know what you think about this. Maybe we'll do more on the road interviews in the future if it's something you guys like. So yeah, definitely get a hold of us either through the comment section on whatever mode you're listening to us on, or you can always contact us via the band's Facebook page, 10 Inches Between Us. Without further ado, Wes Redinger and the Hard Knocks Band. Hello, nation! Thanks for tuning in. It is another episode of the 10 Inches Insider, and I'm sitting here awkwardly with a man who is not only a rock and roll god of the region and getting a text on live recording, but also the boss of my quote-unquote real job. Mr. Wes Redinger, would you like to say hello to the masses?
Hello, thanks for having me.
Absolutely fantastic to be here with you. We have just finished a dinner from Northside Barbecue here in LaPorte, and you are playing Mickey's Bar this evening, correct?
That is true.
With your band?
Hard Knocks.
Hard Knocks, which consists of you and how many people?
Randy Nelson plays bass and plays guitar in the band, and Billy Jackson on drums. And then I play bass and I play guitar. So with the bass player and I, we both switch back and forth a little bit.
So you don't do the Michael Schenker two-handed whatever thing? You're not an 80s virtuoso tribute band is what you're saying?
It's on the back burner right now, but maybe one day we'll bring it around.
Right. Maybe third set when everybody's really drunk. You'll give it a shot. All right, fantastic. So since you are not that, how would you classify Hard Knocks as a band?
Hard Knocks is a classic rock and blues cover band. That's what it is right now. Fantastic.
No originals?
We sometimes do one when Randy plays guitar. He has a song that we play, and it's called I Gotta Get Out of Here. And basically, it's about how he wanted to move to Florida for a while because Northwest Indiana winters are completely terrible.
What fantastic song material. I can relate.
Yeah, relatable for
Especially
sure.
after this winter. What did we have? 2 foot, 2.5 foot of snow?
Too many.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm about done with it myself. If my damn kids would just turn 18 and stop requiring me to pay for them, I'd move down south in a heartbeat.
Yep.
Goddamn women bringing me down. No, it's all good. It's all fantastic. Okay, so great. So you and the boys from Hard Knocks are playing Mickey's Pub in LaPorte, Indiana.
Yes.
Fantastic. And so, since they're not here to represent themselves and I'm stuck only talking to you, let's dig into this deeply. What is your musical history? How many bands you been in? Because let me rewind this. Let me just give these people out here a little bit of a background. I fanboy. If you have been following our podcast or if you come out to see 10 Inches Between Us, you know that I am really bad about standing up at the front of other bands' sets and trying to jerk them off when they play live and whatnot. It's become a real problem with my band. The guys get jealous because I don't give them hand jobs, but I try to give the other bands theirs. And Wes is a guy that, yes, if he asked, the answer would be yes, undoubtedly. When I first heard the man play, I was really pissed off that I had to play after him. He asked me to come out to an open mic night that he was hosting at Leroy's in Chesterton. And I came out and I'd never heard him play. I'd heard rumors around the shop floor because, again, he and I worked together in a factory. And I'd heard rumors that he played, but I didn't know anything about him. And after he and his house band opened up the set, I was not so confident about playing our set. So it was something to hear him play and to go out and see a couple of his shows. I've popped in and out of his shit here and there, and I'm a huge fan. So it is really an honor to be sitting here with you and talking to you. So now I get to pick your brain as a fanboy. To make this really weird, you get to go from my boss to sitting here having me stroke your shit online. So, yeah, what got you kicked off into this hell ride that's been music, and how long have you been doing it?
Well, those were all very kind things. Thank you for saying those. For me, I guess I started. I'm 26 right now. When I started, I was about 14 years old. Started playing guitar, and just I guess I always loved music as a kid, but I didn't have the confidence. Like when I was growing up, I remember being 6 years old and listening to music and loving music. Just I guess abnormally, like none of my other friends they just weren't down to sit and listen to music. I was, but I guess for some reason, I don't know if it was confidence or whatever. I never thought, well, I could do that, And one day, just driving home, I told my dad I wanted to play, and he had some guitars at the house. Showed me a couple chords, and ever since then, I played for probably in the bedroom, probably 4 years. Had a high school band called 5 O'Clock Shadow.
Yes! Did you have one at the time? Because you're sporting an amazing beard right now.
Not at the time, no. Okay. It was envy that we named the name because we all wish we had 5 O'Clock Shadow. We were just a bunch of skinny white boys.
Right. Okay, so you were how old at this point, and what year was this? You said you're 26 now, so...
That was like 2008, 2009.
What did you think that a 5 O'Clock Shadow was going to get you at that point in your life?
hopefully some females.
Right, some female attention, right? Because you were a grown man.
Right.
Right. You could handle growing this beard that you have to maintain.
I mean, being in high school with 5 O'Clock Shadow, I mean, you're pretty serious at that point.
Yeah, it's gotta be. I remember those days. And now I'm like, fuck, I got this goddamn beard I gotta trim again.
It's a lot of work.
Right, now my neck's all itchy and shit. All my hair actually, not that you need to know this by any means, but it all connects. It's like the Great Lakes. like it's just head to chin to chest to, use your imagination. It just goes and it doesn't stop. It's a very fluid thing. All right, so that's cool. So
All right, you at 14, you said told your father,
Yeah, it was like right around there, 12,
and you
14.
knew that it was guitar that you wanted to play, or that's just what he had laying around.
He had a guitar, but my dad played in a band when he was young. But he played bass, so I said, "Well, I want to be like my dad." So we had some guitars at the house. He bought me a bass. I played bass, but I kind of, just for whatever reason, I just gravitated towards the guitar. So these were like Epiphone. They were like I think my first guitar was a Epiphone Les Paul Special. Which basically just one P90
Yeah.
and just a loud rock and roller, and it was a lot of fun and a lot of smoke on the water on that guitar, and a lot of yelling from my parents to turn it down and
Turn that crap down.
Yep, a lot of that. So from there, pretty much played that guitar up, and we did a couple gigs in the high school band, and I would really fell in love with at that point I would say Hendrix. I was really into Hendrix. I wanted a Fender Stratocaster, so I bought one.
American or Mexican? Did you go all the way? Did you pay big money for your first one?
My first Strat that I had was a Fender, Mexican made, like off-white Strat, which is what Hendrix had at Woodstock had. I bought that before that, and I saw Hendrix with this off-white Strat at Woodstock.
Right.
And I love that. Now, like a year later, I bought the American version of it.
Okay. Now, in your opinion, does the American one play that much better?
It doesn't. It as far as playability, it's not much better. I like the pickups, the clarity in that guitar.
So you can definitely tell the difference.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, it's not. I don't say that as in like the Mexican guitar is a bad guitar. It's not a bad guitar, but if having them both and comparing them, the American is a little clearer. But at the same time, the other one is maybe not as clear. It can do some different things, especially with like fuzz and stuff.
Right.
You're not exactly looking for this crystal clear tone if you're using fuzz, and it can do its own thing in another way,
So if they do get this wall built, you're hoping there's a Stratocaster-sized crack in it somewhere. It's okay. You'd vote for a crack so long as it's shaped like a Stratocaster.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I just want to throw that out there. Let's get your opinion on that. I know you're an eco-scientist and whatnot. Cool. So you said your father was in a band. Was your mother musical? Did you?
My mother was not, but my uncle is my mother's brother is extremely musical.
So there's music on both sides of your family.
Yeah, my dad's oldest brother, my Uncle Paul, played saxophone. His other brother played drums. My dad played bass. My grandmother played accordion. Like polka music.
Wow.
Yep. Wow. And then on my mom's side, my uncle, he has played in bands a lot. He's actually a band director, so he can play any brass instrument, woodwind, drums, just about any stringed instrument. To my knowledge, piano. Extremely talented, can sing. He's extremely talented.
So music's like diarrhea, runs in your genes. Basically, is what you're saying.
There's definitely it's there. Okay. It's for sure.
That's cool. So you've been supported along the way in your musical ventures.
Yeah, my parents are extremely supportive. I'll be honest. My mom and dad to this day rarely miss a gig that I play.
Really? Are they coming out tonight?
They will more than likely be there. Yes.
No shit.
Yeah.
I will meet the people who fucked to make greatness. That's great. I will shake the hand that did wrong things to get you here. How great is that?
I hope you say it to him like that.
You know, if with your permission, I will probably introduce myself that way. It will be part of my very long, flowery introduction to your folks. That'll be great.
Just let me know so I know to be nearby when that happens.
Right. I'll give you that cuckoo cachoo, and then you'll know. Hey, find your folks. Cause I'm about to do some awesome bomb ass shit. Awesome. Okay, cool. So, you said Hendrix was your first, your first love that counts.
Yeah, that Hendrix really brought it out of me. I was like obsessed with Hendrix. I learned like every song. I think as far as my career, I've played. I think the entire Are You Experience album, except for Are You Experience, I think I played at a gig live in front of people. So I like that. But my second love that really turned me on was early Eric Clapton. So like Cream, Blind Faith, Derek, all those bands he was in, and that's where I
Casey and the Sunshine Band. Don't lie, everybody likes Casey and the Sunshine.
I like Casey and the Sunshine, but those especially Cream and Blind Faith and Derek and the Dominoes, and really Cream in particular.
Because of Ginger Baker, let's just face it.
Well, he's a bad man.
Yeah,
He's badass. But that's where I love that. That really introduced me into like blues phrasing, and I kind of made the switch more towards Gibson style guitars. I play predominantly Gibson guitars now.
Love Gibson.
I still have my off-white Strat that I Hendrix, a lot of stuff on, but Cream, Blind Faith, Derek and the Dominoes. I remember seeing the on YouTube. There's a video of their farewell gig, and he's playing a red ES335, and I jonesed for one of those things for so long, and I finally got one, probably 2012, something like that.
And it's lived up to all of its expectations?
Yeah. I play that guitar a lot. It's mine. Let's put it this way. If I'm going to, I do a lot of gigs, and, I will say this: if there's a place that I'm not sure about the place, I won't bring that guitar. Like I guess I'm weird about that. That's the only one that I'm a little like, I don't know who's gonna be here. I'm not bringing that thing out. But like if I'm playing a big gig where it's like, all right, we got to kick ass, and this is really important, that guitar's coming out.
Right.
But I predominantly play it. So watched him play that. I have my 335. I play a Gibson Firebird, which is
my personal favorite that I've seen you whip out of your arsenal. I'm just saying, yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I bought that because of Johnny Winter. Johnny Winter, blues guy, but rock, kind of like Texas, thing. Slide player. And it just looks cool. You know what I mean? Like, it sounds good. It's got many humbuckers in it, and it just sounds great, and it looks cool. And I will say that guitar I get asked about every time I play it. At least one person will be like, "Hey, what's that?" And a lot of people know it, but they'll be like, "What's in it?" Because there's different variations. Some got humbuckers, and this is a reverse neck. There's it's called non-reverse neck, so it's kind of fucked up. Why would you call it reverse? Why don't you just call standard and reverse? Non-reverse.
It's kind of like how we have to specify corn on the cob. It's just fucking corn.
Yeah.
You should only have to specify if it's not on the cob.
I couldn't say it any better.
You know what I mean? Like, shit, man. All right, so now that we've talked about corn on the cob and your musical history and the knobs that you have polished to get your skills where they're at, your view of the scene, what you guys are doing right now. You say you predominantly do covers. You only do the one original basically when the other guy's on guitar.
Yep.
Well, in that case, let's talk about gigs. In your years, let's see, you started at 14, you're 26, so that means you've been doing this for 12 years. Your dozen years of playing music out on the live scene. Worst moment that you can remember. Worst live moment of being on stage. What's the worst shit that happened to you on stage?
Well, this will make sense why you'll know why I switched to Gibson guitars. This is the exact story of what happened. So when I was probably 17, 18, we played at the Porter County Fair with 5 O'Clock Shadow.
Okay.
And I had my off-white American Standard Strat, my baby, you know, my Woodstock right there, you know. And basically, for the guitar players who know this and whatnot, is I got my first real experience of 60 cycle hum. And it was brutal. And I didn't know what it was. And I didn't understand it. And I didn't know why. It wouldn't stop.
Yeah.
And I didn't know why it sounded like there was a tank rolling around on stage right now, and it was my guitar buzzing so bad. Yeah, I think we were. I don't know if we were on a generator, but for whatever the outlet that what I was plugged into, and that guitar, it was horrendously bad, and I couldn't fix it, and I had no idea. We played the whole set, and it
now you're saying Porter County Fair. Are you playing the grandstand? Do you have a tent on the side?
No,
Are you playing the parking lot? I mean,
we played. This was the Indiana 105 pavilion.
Okay.
So I guess there's if you've been to the Porter County Fair, there's like the Buggy Wheel Pavilion, and then there's like the Indiana 105, which is like it's not a pavilion, it's more of an open area, and then there's the grandstand. So this is like the middle gig of Porter County Fair.
Right. So how many people are in attendance as you are buzzing like a mofo and crashing and burning live?
Yeah. It was hard. You know, you're sitting there, you're hearing this sound, you're trying to play through it, but I just didn't know what it was at the time. I had never experienced that. You know, like I said, that band only played a couple of times, and somebody told me this because actually this at the time I worked at one of the fair stands. My buddy's family owned Dr. Vegetable. So the fried vegetables. So when I was
it's funny that it's Dr. Vegetables fried food. Yep. Like how doctored are these vegetables? Or is it that you need to go there after you eat their vegetables? Like how does this work exactly? Not sure if it's fair. Anyway, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, that's fine. So I worked there at the time, and there was like this electrician guy. And I don't remember his name, but he was all amped up about guitar playing, and so he was talking to me. And he came and said, "Oh yeah, that's 60 cycle humming," and explained what will happen to me.
Right.
And I was like, at that point, I'm like, well, I can't ever play this guitar again. You know, I can't do it. You know, and.
It'd be like finding out that your like longtime girlfriend or wife cheated on you or something. Like I will never trust her again. Like I remember finding out that the only woman that I ever married, so long ago. I remember finding out some the deal breaker. The deal breaker. I won't go into specific details for fear that my children may listen to this someday. But I remember finding out the deal breaker and thinking, how could I ever lay next to this woman, and say I love you and kiss her goodnight ever again after finding this out, and I mean that was like that's got to be the same feeling that you had with this guitar, right?
Yeah, it was.
You've had the worst betrayal, because you are the most vulnerable. You're on stage, you're in front of people, you are sharing beloved tunes, and all of a sudden your tools have just turned their backs on you. Yeah, low point, huh?
It was that was a hard that was a rough ride home.
Yeah,
that day.
Yeah, but this was early on. You said.
Yeah, I was 17, I think.
Okay, so yeah, the music scene being like, let's say, like the love of your life. I guess it's good that you get rid of the bad experiences early. It's like fucking the hood rat so that you can give your wife the good dick.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Basically, right? I mean, you could turn that frown upside down in that way. Whatever. That's cool. No, that's excellent. All right. On the flip side, in your personal opinion, what was your favorite musical experience? Maybe not necessarily the one you got paid the most for or the flashiest lights, but in your opinion, what was the time when you got off the stage and went, yeah, that's what I thought of the first time I picked up this guitar? The first time that I thought to myself, when you crested that hill, when you said, oh, music is something I love and it's actually something I can do. What was the experience that you had that made you feel like you'd accomplished that?
Are you saying the proudest moment?
Yeah, to this point, maybe not the gig that paid the most or whatever, but the one that you said, oh, because I played this stage or because I accomplished this song or whatever it was. What was your pinnacle moment to this point?
Probably. I did some work with a guy named Jordan Morgan Lansdowne, and we played at the House of Blues in Chicago, and we opened up for a band called Trampled Underfoot. They're a phenomenal blues band, just incredible. Well, we opened up for him, and he played like a resonator guitar, and he's got a real dirty, raspy voice. And I brought my 335 out, and I just played clean, and playing up in the city, with the House of Blues was that was an experience I'll never forget.
You say the city, we're talking Chicago.
Yes.
Because let's not forget that this goes out on the World Wide Web.
That was local.
We may be talking to people in totally foreign lands.
That's right.
The city is Chicago, Illinois.
Yeah.
All right, so
that was a good time. That we were on that night. It was a great experience, just being there, walking out on the stage and killing it. It was a lot of fun. Just the energy that was being produced between the crowd and us, and being a part of that. I'll never forget that. That was a really fun time.
All right.
Yep.
All right. Downtown, big time, big name stage, all that good stuff. Fantastic. Okay. Well, in that case, let's move it on to where do you draw your inspiration now? You say you started with Jimi Hendrix. Being a cover band and playing in the area that we play in now. Obviously, you've got all of Hendrix's stuff taken care of. You can play his whole catalog. You're playing every weekend, every other week. You're playing several times a month. You obviously have to come to a point where you can't play the same set every night.
Right.
So where do you find your inspiration to change your song list? Or where are you finding your inspiration today to keep your band progressing? As a cover band, I mean,
yeah, it's hard.
Our band looks at it a little differently because we're kind of half covers, half originals. We're kind of on a different vibe than you're on. But with where you're at, what do you look at?
I guess drawing from inspiration is I will say that one thing that's happened to me is I sing too, and my voice has been getting stronger through the years. I'm not. I don't think I'm ready for American Idol anytime soon, but it's growing. My range has been able to grow. So as the range of my voice has grown, and the more power and stuff, we've done different things. Like Hard Knocks. We played. I used to sing like Joe Walsh, ZZ Top, those kinds of things, and those are good things. But now I'm singing and playing at the same time, which has been a big hit as I'm doing Led Zeppelin, singing Robert Plant, and playing Jimmy Page, that kind of stuff. Or we do some Black Sabbath, we do Blue Oyster Cult, we do UFO. So I've kind of went for Hendrix and all that stuff, and I got really into the blues too for a while. You know, I have a lot of different backgrounds. I would think. You know, so I kind of pull. I'm not. I don't think I have a style like you could. At least in my opinion, what I would call my style is gumbo. It's a little bit of everything.
Like gangster rap. Like
Yeah.
when you gonna bust out some Boys in the Hood or some shit.
Okay, maybe not everything, but I draw from, you know, like I said, I love blues. I love B.B. King. I I have an affection for chicken picking in the country licks. I love
Like Reverend Horton Heat kind of shit.
I love playing fast country licks.
All right.
I don't do it as much because I don't have a country voice, and I would just sound like a they probably just call me a Yankee.
You're just way too happy to be a country guy. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, granted, yeah, you drive the truck and everything like that, but you don't hate your wife. You just got married, right? So you still love her. Right, as of now. Currently speaking, on record, you currently still love your wife. You still own your truck. You have a home.
Yeah.
There's no reason for you to be playing country music. Okay.
I like that. I do pull from jazz. I like kind of blues jazz, I guess. I don't listen to a lot of like fusion, but I really like Robin Ford and Larry Carlton.
Okay.
But like I said, I like hard rock too. So I kind of pull from different hats and different things. And the cool thing about Hard Knocks is that Randy, he plays bass and plays guitar, and I will play bass. So during the set, we'll switch and we'll become a completely different band.
Right.
It'll
Absolutely.
be like what we tell people is when Randy plays guitar, it's normal life. When I play guitar, it's the upside down. Like the show Stranger Things.
Yeah, I've heard of it. But I've never seen an episode.
For those of people listening, if you come and see Hard Knocks and when I play guitar, we're in the upside down, which is basically the world flips upside down. It's very dark and crazy and weird, and there's monsters running around. That's me.
Okay.
And then when Randy plays, it's like, oh, everything's right and this is normal and it's good. Both are good, but that's been the biggest trick on Hard Knocks is balancing that. Is because you have to, when we do that, we do the switch. It's like polar opposites. You play Black Sabbath, you play War Pigs, but then we'll switch, and then we'll be doing like Tom Petty, Rolling Stones, like "You Wreck Me" by Tom Petty.
Right.
Good songs,
right?
Completely different.
Yeah.
And then that's the challenge. That is the challenge that we've had to work on, and we've been always trying to get better at it. Is some people come to see us because we play Black Sabbath,
right?
But they don't like Tom Petty, and they don't like maybe the softer part. I don't mean that in a bad way. But some people, and it's the opposite. Some people, they want to hear the Tom Petty. They want to hear the Rolling Stones. They want to hear Lay Down Sally.
Right.
But they don't want to hear me play Heartbreaker by Led Zeppelin.
Right.
And so how do you accommodate both fans and work on that? And that's something we're always getting better. We try to learn different songs. We've talked about adding a bass player, and just both playing guitar again. We've done different. I was
gonna say things. A band with two bass players. No. That would be epic.
That would be something for sure. I don't think I've ever seen a cover band with two bass players.
I don't think I've seen any band with two bass players.
I think we're on to something.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if you play bass and I play bass, we can both do it.
I mean, let's get started.
We don't even need a drummer, and let's just make it instrumental. We don't even need a vocalist. Just two bass players just rocking ass.
We'll call it clusterfuck.
Fuck yeah! I'm down with fish titties. Something of it. That's something. You say you turn into a different band when you guys switch instruments. When we play open mic nights, usually we'll get up there and. Because you hosted an open mic night, you know what you get with open mic nights. It's not generally what 10 inches between us brings to the stage. We're a little bit weird. We're a little different. We try to play a little harder. We try to be maybe a little more offensive. We might say things you're not used to hearing on a Sunday night at a bar.
I like it, though.
You know what I mean?
I wish I saw more of that.
Well, the energy is just kind of something that we try to bring to places when we play. That's our personal motivation. So if we play and it goes well at a bar and whoever's hosting goes, hey, do you guys mind playing another set? we'll agree to do it, but we'll do it as a different band. We'll totally change the name. You know what I mean? So we'll get the guy to announce us as Fish Titties or Danger Mustache or whatever, and we're the same fucking band. We'll fuck with this guy. We'll see how ridiculous we can make our name the second time we get up or the third time up. That's actually how Cheap Trick got their name. They were playing all over the Chicagoland area, and clubs were telling them how bad they sucked. And you'll never play here ever again. And they kept changing their name and booking the same clubs. So when they finally got signed to a major record label, they named themselves Cheap Trick because that was their trick to get rebooked.
Wow.
Was changing their name to get into the same doors.
That's
smart. It's what you got to do, man. All right. We are getting close to time to let you go because you are on stage shortly. So, 5 questions. Who is your current favorite artist that you are listening to right now?
Like current, you mean like someone who's in the world right now?
Currently, well, sure. Let's do it that way then. Fine. Yes. Are you listening to any modern music?
I like Gary Clark Jr. I listen to him.
Gary Clark Jr. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Favorite guitar? Are you gonna call it your Explorer? Or go back to White Stratocaster? You're gonna do the E355? What are you calling it? Favorite piece of gear? Let's put it that way. Amp, pedal, guitar. What is the thing that you can't get on stage without?
It's got to be my favorite. My most unique piece of gear is my amp. I have a hand wired Victoria, and it was basically there was only probably. I don't know the whole story, but basically, long story short, a friend of mine is endorsed by Victoria Amplifiers, and they had some parts laying around. The guy said, "Hey, there's a guy who said, hey, we're going to build some amps and just sell them, and I'm going to hand wire them myself." This thing was hand wired by one guy, point to point, knew exactly what he was doing, and it sounds incredible. It's basically like a Fender on steroids.
Yeah,
it's basically like a Fender Bandmaster. That's got a size of bowling balls underneath.
Wow. Yeah. All right. Well, to all you gearheads, you're gonna have to go change your shorts after that answer. So your amp is your secret weapon.
Yeah. It's a great amp. I mean, it's not. I mean, I've had the same tubes in it since I bought it. I take that back. I changed one preamp tube one time. Just got a little microphone. That was it.
All right. Now, as a cover band, you are known for bringing beloved songs to the masses. That is your job when you go into a bar, correct?
That's true.
All right. When you are tanking, what is your go-to song that always brings the crowd back? What is the song that you know you can bust into and you're going to get people out on the dance floor, you're going to get people paying attention, it's going to turn the energy of the bar around?
I would say Rocky Mountain Way. We'll do that, and everyone as soon as you play that first, and everyone they'll recognize that. Lately it's been War Pigs. For a lot of people, you wouldn't think of like heavy metal, like hard rock. War Pigs. It doesn't matter what happened. If people the last couple shows, everyone's been singing along to War Pigs. So I would say that.
All right. To the young generation of musician who is thinking about forming a band and hitting the scene, whether it's here in Northwest Indiana or anywhere in the world, grabbing an instrument, what is a piece of advice from someone like you who's out there, who's making money, who's playing consistently, who's been doing it for 12 years? What is something you'd pass down to a new generation?
Well, if you right now, I mean, I've got one original band, but other than that, I'm just playing a cover band predominantly. The number one thing is you have to put in the work, and I mean that is you have to be a good band. But I didn't understand that the business side of it is you have to get gigs, you got to hang flyers, and it's a lot more. Really, the easy part about playing music is playing music. It's about booking the gigs, and you know, and sometimes you got to call a bar owner 3 times and tell them how much you love them and all this shit to get one gig, you know. So I mean, right now it's hard at times, and well, what I would say to you is, you know, one, you know, advertise like crazy, and stay positive, and keep and try to get your friends involved right away, because right now live music, you know, it seems like in the younger echelon of people, the local live music, like we kind of talked about before, there's not there's not a strong following for live music around the Northwest Indiana area, and I think that people just don't understand there are great bands playing at these bars, you know, and I don't think they understand that's actually happening. So, yeah, I would just say the best advice I can give you is the easiest thing about being in a band is playing the music. You got to work at the other stuff.
All right, so music definitely is a business.
Yes.
Not just a hobby.
Yep.
Not just the fun shit.
It's a hustle.
Not just the drinking beer and watching women shake their ass and playing tunes that everybody loves. You're saying there's more to it than that.
No, there's a lot more.
Fuck, I quit. This is why we're sitting in my living room recording this and not doing bigger and better things. Fuck this shit. All right, wonderful. Okay, 5th and final question. What is the worst part about having me as an employee at the cookie factory? No, you have to answer the question. This is my fucking show, asshole. Come on. You're the boss Monday through Friday, but it's Saturday night, and you're in my house, motherfucker. So what is the worst part about having me as an employee? You can say that I'm always right, and it sucks when you're wrong, and you have to admit that one of your minions is correct all the time. It's fine if you want to admit that online. I will allow that on this program. But why don't you go ahead and answer? Worst part about having me as an employee?
The worst part about having you as an employee?
Yes.
Because the worst part about having you as an employee is that I like you a lot and I care about you.
Yeah, and I'm a dick at work, right? You can say it. I pride myself on my ability to do that.
No. I meant that being a supervisor, you have to say the hard things and you have to do those things, and you can't be everybody's friend, but you're a great. I mean, you're a great. I don't know what I'm going with it. You're a great employee, man.
So basically, what you're saying,
what I'm saying is that was a stupid fucking question.
The hardest thing about having me as an employee is having to be a real grown man around me, is what you're saying. All right, that's a fair enough answer. Wes, it has been an absolute honor to share barbecue and beers in my shit-ass living room with you. Good luck with you at Mickey's. Where are you playing next? What are your next shows?
Be at Knuckleheads in a week in Michigan City.
Can we get dates just so people know what those are?
I'm sorry, that's a Friday. It's March 2nd, so next Friday, 9 to 1. Shit. I have a Leroy's gig in April. Leroy's Hot Stuff in Porter. Go if you want to find out where I'm playing, Hard Knocks NWI on Facebook. You can find us there. We have all of our dates on that page. You just got to scroll down. We have our entire 2018 schedule up there.
Awesome. Well, guys, you've heard it here live. First and foremost, Hard Knocks NWI on Facebook. Follow them, give them likes, go to their shows. You will not be disappointed. You have the Jon Ryno stamp of approval on this man's shit. So it's been awesome talking with you, Wes. Now get the fuck out of my house and go rock the faces of the bitches here in LaPorte. Good luck, brother. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed Wes and Ryno's solo interview.
In other words, if you guys thought it sucked, Mike just said he can hold no culpability.
That's right.
This is bullshit.
Read between the lines, yo.
You read between these lines. And just so y'all know, I'm holding up 3 fingers and you can guess which 3. All right, guys, we're out of here. We got to get off and do musical stuff now. So thanks for sticking around. We'll see y'all next time, and long live the nation.